Hi everyone. Today we're going to learn how to multiply and divide radical expressions. We've already learned how to simplify radical expressions and how to add and subtract them. Please make sure you know how to do that because we're going to use those skills to help us with our multiplication and division. So, radical expressions can be multiplied if they follow a certain rule. But actually, they can always be multiplied together. We just got to make sure that you multiply the numbers inside the radical together, and if there's numbers outside the radical, you multiply them as well. Now, if there's just imaginary ones before the radical, like in the first two examples, we don't have to worry about that. So you multiply them together, and then we simplify the radical expressions. For example, square root of 3 times square root of 3 becomes square root of 9, and we know that square root of 9 is 3, so I don't even have to make a factor tree for that one. So if you multiply a number by itself, square root times the square root of itself, it just becomes that number. Now square root of 6 times square root of 10, we multiply that together to get square root of 60, and then we have to simplify it to get our final simplified radical expression. So we make the factor tree, we see that we have a pair of 2's, so we can pull out a 2, and then we're left with 5 times 3 inside, so we're left with 2 root 15. Now in the case where we have coefficients, we multiply them together to get 6, and we multiply the square roots together to get square root of 40, and once again, we're going to simplify the square root of 40. So this is combined after I've simplified square root of 40. Now division follows the same set of rules. We can always simplify, but we're going to simplify division using multiplication. We need to multiply by the denominator. This is called rationalizing the denominator. So we're going to eliminate the square root in the denominator. So we're going to multiply by square root of 3, because we saw before that if we do square root of 3 times square root of 3, we just get 3 in the denominator. And the numerator, we get 2 square root of 3. We can't simplify that in this case. Now in the next case, square root of 6 times square root of 6 is going to become 6. And the numerator is going to become square root of 12. Now we can simplify this numerator. So square root of 12 is 2 square root of 3. And now we have a fraction that we can simplify. So we can simplify 2/6 into 1/3. So I have an imaginary 1 out here and 1/3. And that's fully simplified. And for the last one, I multiply by square root of 5. You can multiply by 3 square root of 5 if you would like, but our goal is to get rid of the square root in the denominator. So square root of 5 times square root of 5 is just 5. 2 square root of 15 with our multiplication. We can simplify the denominator by doing 3 times 5. Our numerator is 2 square root of 15. We can't break 15 down. We can try, but 15 is 5 times 3, so we can't simplify that square root. We can't simplify the fraction 2 over 15, so that's all we get. So that's how we simplify and multiply and divide radical expressions.